Bowker and welcome to Lydian.
Hi everyone and welcome to this episode of Just Jackie. So today I have Donie Collins with me. So Donie is originally from Cork in Ireland. He has over 20 years experience in the property industry, both nationally and internationally. He is the property advisory specialist at DMC Property Advisory, and his focus is empowering his clients through all aspects of the buying and selling journey. So welcome, Donie.
Thanks, Jackie. Thanks for having me. Great to be here.
Pleasure. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
A little bit about myself. Obviously, as you mentioned, I have Irish background. I'm from Cork in Ireland. So I have a bit of, I suppose, country background. I was brought up and reared on a farm in Cork, and cattle farm. So very much kind of love that country kind of lifestyle and hard work and graft on a farm, which I've kind of was brought up with. And yeah, so it was a bit different to my life now in Sydney, but it's been a really good upbringing, and over the last probably 11, 12 years that I've been over in Australia, it's nice to go back for a couple of holidays now and then, and kind of have a difference in kind of lifestyle and family, and it's been a good journey. But yeah, everything. It's obviously been a couple of years since we were back for a holiday back to Ireland in August, and so it was really nice to get back, see family, and introduce my family to a new addition in our family. So myself and Mary had a baby daughter 2 years ago, so it was nice to introduce her to all the family back in Ireland during the year.
Yeah, I can already tell that family is your strongest driver in life, would you say? Because DMC stands for Donie, Mary, your wife, and 𝐓𝐢𝐦𝐻𝐬, your daughter. Is that correct?
That's right, yeah. So it's good on you, 10 out of 10 for getting the pronunciation right. Your homework done. 𝐓𝐢𝐦𝐻𝐬 is our little one, yeah. So look, it is very much, look, when you go on the website, it does say that you're a partner in property, and basically what I wanted to achieve out of the business offering was putting people first, partnering with clients, but partnering with people within different specialities or diverse employment services that can help clients where they need to on the client journey. And while the family it's very important to have that duty of care to people and to clients, and I think those strong family values that I have kind of transpire well into client service life and doing what's best for clients. Yeah, and having a bit of, I suppose, building those relationships and having a bit of fun along the way is important as well.
Yeah, sure. So building on the values of DMC, can you tell us what are the services that you provide exactly?
Yeah, so look, DMC Property is a national property advisory business. So it's a fully licensed real estate business, multi-state licensed, and what it delivers is client advice at any given time, whether a client is looking at strategy to start their investment journey and portfolio, whether it's they already have, let's say, one investment and want to know what to do going forward, or maybe they purchased their own home and have upgraded and they want advice about turning their old principal place of residence into an investment property, and how do they do that, and how do you maximize the investment return from that. And then I suppose more sophisticated property strategy plans we will provide where it's kind of a finger on the pulse review, health check on their investment portfolio, where I suppose, do a lot of dialysis on the investments, cash flows, advice looking forward and what to do in terms of, holding, selling or going again. So in terms of the service offerings, the three pillars would be, property strategy plans, and the second one would be investment investment advisory, where clients are looking at obviously investing, and whether it's, in different areas around the country, whether they can, do it themselves or use a buyer's agent as part of our partnership offering around the country, or whether it's looking at selling a property. And that's a very important part of the service proposition as well, because, sometimes someone will, own one property and maybe sell that property, at any given time, and it might be the only property they sell, and it's really important to maximize the sale price and making sure that, we partner and recommend the best possible agent and local specialist for that client, which is important. So delving a bit more into those services, those would be the three main ones where we deliver a lot of advice and results and success for clients.
Awesome. So kind of a full comprehensive list of services that you provide through DMC Property.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, property, it is transactional, but I feel it's the relationship at any given time is important. So when clients need us, we're always there, whether it's looking at buying, selling. We partner with a lot of different business people and referral partners that might be financial planners helping their clients. It could be estate planners helping their clients. I help a lot of estate planners where, a property may be coming up for sale because due to probate or an estate sale, and we want to, shortlist and interview and recommend the top 2 or 3 agents to sell that property. And it's very important to obviously tailor that agent to the property, but also the clients as well. So as part of the vendor advocacy sales advisory service, that's important. In terms of the property plan, it's very important as well to make sure that, you're giving good advice on the strategy of the investment. And I suppose strategy is important where you want to get it right going forward for the next 15 or 20 years, not just for the next purchase or the next sale. And that ties well into those services. But I think, look, in essence, within partnerships is how we offer our best advice. And I think every client deserves a good team around them. And with that, I mean that, there's good advice. Everyone should have access to advice for, financial plan or a mortgage broker, tax accountant, estate planning, and important to get your wills and estate planning done, and also a property advisory business that's working in relation to their brief and their best interests. So it's pretty robust, and it's every day brings a new circumstance, which is exciting, and and I get a good level of enjoyment and fulfillment from putting clients in a better place.
Yeah, amazing. And so my next question was, how does DMC Property positively impact its partnerships and clients? But I feel like you've already knocked that on the head.
But look, just probably to add on that, I think, when we work with clients, obviously it's getting a great outcome and putting that client in a better position that they might have been if they didn't use us. We want to show them the difference of the outcome, but also when we do get referrals from partnerships, obviously, or vice versa, we're an extension of their brands as well, and that's very important that we make sure that we deliver the best of breed advice, whatever discipline we're offering our advice and service in, and that we're all communicating with the client and partnerships as well. And I think that's probably the way we positively impact clients' lives, by working together and delivering the best advice and outcome for a client.
Yeah, sure. In every aspect, regardless of the partnership, or you're all working towards the common goal, like you said.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So can you give us a recent success story?
In terms of success stories, I think giving it 2 examples without going into too much detail, but one would be we were looking at, a client came to us for a bit of advice around investment, where to invest and what they could invest with their budget and how they go about it. And I think, getting the strategy right was important. So having a sit down with them, having a brief chat and seeing what they wanted outcome-wise going forward, but also just kind of making sure that we're taking the right steps in terms of, the investment vehicle before we get going. So, whether it's in their own names, a family trust or company, etc. So it's making sure that we have advice around that. And the finance is very important too, to make sure that obviously we can afford what we're targeting as well, and that any influences aren't affecting that. But one on the purchasing side would be a great investment where we recommended a client to buy and probably talk them out of buying something that they were thinking about. Also, which was, we delivered that client with, I think, a really robust and diversified investment in a really good area with a really good rental yield. And we know that, hand in heart, in the next, 10 or 15 years, that property will really perform very well for that client and help them get into the next one. And we know that we got that property at the best possible price, and due to relationships and negotiation as well. Another success story would be a client that was looking at selling their property, and we've definitely made the right decision with the listing agent. I think they definitely got, in tough market or harder market conditions, got the best outcome price-wise, and just had a great relationship, and the clients were raving advocates of that agent. So I always look back and think of, when a client gives a nice review after a process or a sale or a transaction, it's always a good success, and it makes you feel better and it keeps you pushing forward and making sure you endorse yourself that you're doing the right thing always.
Oh, awesome. They are great success stories. So congratulations to you. So what do you think is the number one mistake being made by people looking to purchase their first investment property?
Probably going back to think about the big picture. I think sometimes people can jump into an investment. It may not be the right price point, it may not have the right time frames, it may not have I think there's not a one size fits all. So I think having a look at the strategy first is important. So if I was to say the number one mistake is people not taking a step back before getting into the investment journey, I think is important. And that delivers, whether it's a client that wants to do their own research or wants to have professionals around them, that they have peace of mind that they're doing the right things and making sure that they're getting into the right investments at the right time at the right price. So I suppose, strategy would be the main mistake I think people make.
Yeah, awesome. And so why do you choose to partner with Lydian?
Lydian, I think we've similar business aspirations. Obviously, I've known Chris Booth for a number of years and become quite friendly with him. He'll probably mock my accent, I'll mock his bad dancing and bad song choices maybe at times, but he's good fun and I've a lot of time for him, and I think he's doing great things, and all the guys in Lydian are doing great things. I suppose from a partnership point of view, they're a national business as well. They have a good work ethic, they have a good community, and a good social or communication community is very much embedded into their work-life culture as well. And I think that having multiple brokers in all locations of Australia is important. Look, for people that want that face-to-face connection, but also for different areas. There's so much different, I suppose, property transactional costs in each state of Australia. There's different stamp duty concessions, there's different first home buyer concessions, there's different price points, there's different, I suppose, legislation and all that. So it's important that businesses have specialised people within their business that can deliver the best advice, whether it's for structure and lending or whether it's more location driven lending as well. So that's important. And I think, aspirationally wise as well, we've similar goals that we want to deliver a lot of growth and success in the next 10 or 15 years. So I think it's a nice partnership to have, and it's one that, I really value.
Yeah, and we really value you as well, Donie. So one more quick question. I see on your website that you're into a sport called hurling. So can you tell us what hurling is exactly, and when can we expect to see it included in the Olympics?
Yeah, the Olympics might be a few years away yet. They do hurling in the Olympics, and I suppose when a lot of people hear hurling, they'll be like thinking, is that people drinking too much Guinness or what's going on? But it's It's a 15 on 15 player field sport. It's the fastest field sport in the world. It's a very skillful sport. It involves a stick called a hurley, a ball called a slitter. So it's a really, I'd advise anyone that has a bit of interest or wants to know what it is, to YouTube what hurling is and get a few of the best clips of action from that. But it's something that I've grown up with. I have a keen interest in sport. Hurling and Gaelic football is another one, which is kind of like AFL. But it's something that I think whenever anyone migrates that's Irish, there's always a big Irish hurling and Gaelic football community wherever you go, and that's very strong in Australia. And there's a lot of clubs, and in Australia, in Sydney, there's 6-7 different clubs. And when I came over to Australia first, it was a great way to meet Irish people, but also to integrate and make networks and good friendships that have lasted so long. But it's it's a really good sport. It's something that I've played, I've managed and coached teams and sponsor teams, and also very much connected to Michael Cusack's in Sydney and Young Ireland's in Sydney as well. So there are two good clubs. Anyone wants to join.
Amazing. I might have to look up a club here in Brisbane.
That's right. There's I think there's 3 clubs up there, so I can put you in touch with a few people up there.
Awesome. Well, Donie, thank you so much for your time today. We really do appreciate having not only you on this video series, but also you as one of our Lydian partners. So thank you so much, and I'm sure we'll be getting you back for another interview very soon. Thanks, Donie.
Thanks, Jackie.